financial accountability, areas in which other evangelists have fallen, Billy Graham has been above reproach. In brief, he has embodied the gospel that he has proclaimed. The Manila Manifesto declares that nothing commends the gospel more eloquently than a transformed life. Billy Graham's testimony has been eloquent indeed. Second, Billy Graham will be remembered as a churchman. He has never been a lone evangelist. He believes in the church. He has cooperated with the churches as much as he could. He has also called the church back to its mission. He has often said in my hearing that if the church were faithfully evangelizing, there would not need to be a person like him. He was exaggerating, of course, for there will always be some Christians whom God endows with the charisma of an evangelist. Nevertheless, we take his point. If every individual Christian were a faithful witness, and if every local church were diligently reaching out into its own neighborhood, mass evangelism would not need to be so prominent as it has been in our generation. Third, Billy Graham has been an internationalist. Although he is a patriotic American citizen, he has never been a nationalist or been infected by the spirit of nationalism that has been so pervasive in his day. In visiting 185 countries, he has always been respectful of other cultures. He has opposed racism and almost from the beginning of his ministry refused to hold a racially segregated crusade. His internationalism has been acknowledged by world leaders, and he has been granted an audience by innumerable heads of state. Moreover, in these interviews he has always had the courage to go beyond protocol to testimony. Fourth, Billy Graham has been a statesman. He has been wonderfully liberated from a preoccupation with his own ministry and has gladly recognized the importance of others' work. In consequence, he has brought training and encouragement to multitudes of fellow evangelists throughout the world. His concern for them culminated in Amsterdam 2000. There, in July and August, 10,000 evangelists assembled from 209 countries. It is said to have been the most representative gathering, secular or religious, in the history of the world. What a vision! Although Billy Graham was unable to attend owing to ill health, his influence brooded over the assembly, as evangelists the world over looked to him for inspiration. He was also the pioneer spirit behind the numerous congresses on evangelism, international, regional, and national. In particular, Lausanne I, 1974, and Lausanne II in Manila, 1989. Nobody else could have created such a widespread and substantial evangelical unity. I venture to commend Lewis Drummond for undertaking the task that has resulted in this wide-ranging book. He has thoroughly researched the evangelistic ministry of Billy Graham in order to ascertain his place in history. Although Drummond never ascends to the level of hagiography, I prophesy that a careful reading of his book will convince us that, by God's providential grace, no single person in the 20th century has been more influential for Christ than Billy Graham. John R. W. Stott, December 2000. Preface. It may seem redundant, if not presumptuous, to produce another volume on the ministry of Billy Graham and the evangelistic association he has led for more than half a century. A myriad of accounts, biographies, and books of many varieties on the evangelist and his work have been written. Why then another? As strange as it may appear, Billy Graham and his ministry have never been placed and evaluated in the context of the sweep of evangelical church history and the contributions he has made to the church and the kingdom of God. The question should be raised: do Graham's evangelization efforts find a worthy place in that historical biblical context, and have his life and ministry contributed to Christ's cause in the world? Many realities suggest the ministry should be investigated from the historical perspective to discover an answer to these important issues. For example, no single evangelist has preached the gospel to more people in the entire scope of the Christian movement, nor have more